Yo, welcome to Build Something TV. Wingnuts, what's going on? What is happening? Yes, we have this 2009 Chevy Aveo with a head gasket problem. This is a throwback video that I did way back when I was trying to start I want to say a mechanic business. And this was like my first, or no, probably my second or third customer. And it was my last customer. Because this job's supposed to be somewhere around $800. The person didn't really have the money, so I brought it down. And I was like, you know what? All right, I'll do it for $4. Well, I got no money, so I lost money on this. I didn't even get paid. They gave me $200. That was just basically covering parts. So $80 I made on a $1,500 job. And everybody knows about these head gaskets on these cars. They blow. But when I put the head gasket on, well, you still got to figure out why is it not working. It's the fan. Is it hoses? And I found out a few things after I did the head gasket. But here's a little couple of scenes. Well, not really a scene. This is all basically kind of the whole full video on me taking out the head gasket. Oh, I ain't supposed to be doing this, but this ends up being a favor now. You know, the people really need help, and sometimes I just pray that it doesn't bite me in the ass later. That's what I don't want. So, you know, we are going to shave the head and do it close to properly on this car. So the first thing is that you just disconnect a lot of the connectors all around there. Double check, triple check all the connectors around there. You take out the air box, this, and you take out the coil packs, and you start from there. And that's what you do first. Right there in the middle, between the two hoses right there, that's an AC clip. You see that goes to this line. You got to disconnect that and fish that through. You got to remember that one. That's a hard one, but you can get to it. It's just tough. These clips are easy. You lift up the white part. I don't know if I can show you guys. So right here, you lift up, and then you squeeze the gray part that's right in there. So you just squeeze that and then lift it up. So that's how you do that. You may also need this item here for the gas lines back here. You know, you should be able to know how to use that. Plenty of videos to show you how to use that. You just basically here, blah, blah, blah. Now, this thing here, you mark the belts, make sure that you put them in the same position and everything if you're reusing them. But see this belt here, this comes off like so. Go again, keep going, keep, this belt comes off like that. This is how you take that one off. Strange, I know, but that's how that comes off. Don't ask me why, talk to GM about that. But it's kind of cool though. But that's how you would take that off. You can do it with one hand. No need for a wrench in here. So let me get back to some more stuff and keep you up to speed. I'm going to pause for a little bit because you have to think what the heck you're doing. So you can see the timing and everything is set properly. And then you can go down here and it's set properly right there. You can see right there that timing gear is right on the money. Quick recap. Alright, you got to take a lot of this stuff off, man. Check all the hoses when you're doing it. Take your time. You ain't no race, there's no rush, you got no boss doing it. This is all doing it yourself. You take off the valve cover. See this wire here? That's that one that's on the AC compressor. It's two of them. One on the AC compressor and one is in between the compressor and this power steering pump. Now you go down there, you take off this exhaust manifold, and you take the 3 screws on the exhaust manifold that connects to the flex pipe underneath. That flex pipe right there, and there's 2 nuts that connect on the side of the exhaust manifold also. Alright, the timing component, this is needed. You definitely need it. It's good to have, let's say. When they shave the head, I'm gonna have him take off it, and he better time this thing back right. I'm not doing all of that, but I do want him to check it and see if it need to be shaved anyway. I took out the headlight because it's just easier access for me to get under here. Maybe you don't have to do it, but I'm telling you, it's not bad to do. And then underneath, you know, the timing mark is off right now because I took the belt off, but you can easily get it back on timing. As you see, I marked everything with the white and everything, so you can get that going on. So it's not bad. So I guess on the next day, I'll take all the cooling hoses off and everything like that, and hopefully I can take this thing off completely. I gotta get that wire off. I'm trying not to break that clip underneath there. That's what I'm trying not to do. So I'm just taking my time. Again, this head got to be shaved. And also too, this head has been done before. So this is another time that this head has been done. But try not to break anything really. But you know, I did. I'm being honest. I ain't gonna sit here and say, oh, I didn't break anything. I did. So you know, and in the cooling lines, don't be afraid to take pictures. Don't be afraid to mark things and say this one goes to this one goes to that one if you can. Don't be ashamed, you know what I mean? And because I'm marking stuff, so don't be ashamed. That's it. Hopefully tomorrow we can take the head off. It looking like we're doing okay. So, all right. Next day, took out the head. Yay! We took it out. See that screw right there? That's connected to the intake. You got to take that off after you take off. It's not a lot of hoses like I thought that you had to take out. You know, you have to take out that hose, that one, this one, all the electrical connections that's up top. 2 of the cooling hoses that come to the corner, this cooling pipe here, of course the exhaust manifold, and that's really it as far as lines connecting to stuff. You know, it wasn't too bad. You know, to get that bolt here, you just go underneath. You know, it's not bad. You just go right underneath here. You just catch it from right over there. Not bad at all. The head gasket, which is right here, I could not find a break. Couldn't find a break in this thing. Now it's a metal head gasket, so you know I have to shave that head. Look at this thing. I got a GM, official GM item, so I'm gonna put that in, and we go from there. And now we got all the parts sitting. There you got that. You know, valve cover, this, that. We got a lot of stuff that we have to do. Now the head. Oh, that head now. I don't know. We can go take a look at it right now. The head, and show you what I've done with it. Right now we have the head. You know, I marked the head with fingernail polish. You know, that'll be the intake is the pink. Blue is the marking. I even marked some areas where the lobes go up, like that. And this one where the lobes go down. You know, just double check it. You know how it is. Because he's going to wash the head, or he's going to take off the head. He's going to charge me more to take these pieces off. I don't want to fuck with these. Sorry. I am not the one to mess with that. Let him mess with it. He's charging me all that money. You deal with it. Alright, we got the head back from the shop. They did zero. Nothing. They couldn't get these 2 cam gears off. Well, you can see they tried to do it. And they were going to charge me $125 to cut the thing anyway. When I got back, luckily I timed everything, marked everything so I can put everything back, because he didn't put it back. It's not his job. But anyway, now I'm just going to clean it and put it back on. Of course, I start cleaning the exhaust ports a little bit. On the bottom of the head, started to clean up everything underneath. You do the best that I can. Alright, so now right here with the water ball, the cooling ball, something was going on, because when you see the chunks, so something was going on with the, it wasn't leaking bad, but it was leaking nevertheless. Okay, here's the head gasket. I've been looking, been trying to find what happened. Obviously these little small hole ports are for the coolant. You know, this one looks sealed. That one there, all that looks sealed. That looks sealed. That looks sealed. This one didn't, you know, but then there's another one here that looks like that also over here. Okay, I slapped the head on and intake on and all of that stuff. I didn't really show that because I was just kind of just focusing on that, on how I can get the pattern right. As far as this, I thought that it goes 1, 2, you know, in and out, but it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is strange, but that's what they said. Now, with this timing belt here, that was a pain because this tensioner doesn't operate like how it should. You would think that you would put this down and it'll work the proper way, but it actually doesn't. Now I'm gonna have to rotate it again and make sure everything is on the up and up. Right around here I have 2 blue marks. That's for the top. That's when the timing is right on. Everything. So I'm going to rotate it a few times. You see everything is on top dead center. Now I'll rotate it again. Blue marks there, blue marks there. Now we'll move the camera and everything. You guys can see it. That one is up, one is slightly down, that one. And we take it down here. And that mark is pretty much on point. As far as the timing goes, it should be okay. And I spent this thing probably around 30 times already, just to make sure. So that is on the up and up. Should be. All right. I know I skipped a lot of stuff, but I got the thing to run. And it starts up on one shot, so it ain't messed up. But it got a lot of smoke right now because of the manifold, but I got to get it to run. And now we get to see what is really going on with the car. As far as why is it overheating? We don't know that. So that's what we're going to go find out. And I see that the valve cover is leaking. Whatever I did didn't work. Which sucks. But that's her problem. She didn't want to get a new valve cover. It's not my deal. So now I'm trying to figure out, and I hate to run a car that I know that the fluid is not working. So turn it off. All right, the car runs and everything, right? So now I'm having another issue. The car is still overheating. Now I got to start to figure out what it is. Now I went and I grabbed a radiator cap. Now that worked because sometimes these, you know, and a lot of people who commented on this video told me that that helped them. See if it fits. It fits. All right. So now we wait. So as it's getting to operation temperature, I'm going to fully explain this car yet again. What happened was a friend of mine that brought the car over for us to do the head gasket together. Unfortunately, he took a vacation and now I got stuck with the car. I did not want to do the car, and then after a while I know I needed some money and I wanted to do the car right, which is shave the head gasket, which I didn't get to shave the head gasket as you saw in the other video. Now I ran the car. It didn't overheat. High temperature, what it did was it was in the middle. When the fan kicks on, right there, it starts to overflow. Right over there. So I just thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. And I say, maybe the cap is bad. Maybe. Because we're still trying to figure out why the car overheated in the first place. That's where the problem lies. You know, you sit there, you can think like, okay, you did the head gasket, you did that, but okay, why did the car overheat in the first place? That's what I'm trying to get. So even though I put the head gasket on, torque it down, blah, 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 many new parts out of my pocket, and now we're going to see what is the deal. Now, after this, I just don't know, but we'll see. I don't know. So we're just going to sit and wait some more. All right, the temperature is going up. We just have to keep waiting. Just got to keep waiting, keep waiting, keep waiting. We got to take this thing for a spin to see what happens. It's the only way to really figure it out. Get some pressure building up. And see what we got. Okay, all right. Came back from the drive. You see I put around 2 miles on it. Real quick. Because I don't have no gas. So let's go see. It didn't overheat or anything. Well, yet. Man, it looks the radiator cap was bad. I can't believe that. But I want to see that fan kick on. That's what I want to see. The temperature didn't rise at all. The fan is on. Everybody, you see the fan's on? All right. All right. Fan kicks on. But there was another issue with this car. Collapsed heater hose. Yep, every time the fan turns on, it sucks up and the hose collapses. That's after when I put the good cap on. So those two things happen. And you won't even notice that if you don't see it. You see what I'm saying? So the collapsed hose. So once I changed the hose, because it was real soft, then the car was okay. And the lady got a car basically done for nothing. Crackhead prices, man. Oh boy. But, man, thank you guys for watching this video, man. And I do appreciate it. Hopefully it helps somebody out there. When you're doing these head gaskets on these cars, it's easy, really, to do it. You know what I mean? Just double check, triple check, get comfortable with the car, and then, you know, go ahead and do this. Now, with these head bolts, you got to torque them down more than what the recommended stuff is. So, you know, thank you guys for watching. See you guys on the flip side.